The end of the world is upon us. There may never be a thing called investing any longer. This is about where we are today, as markets are 4 to 8 times overpriced per historical measures for an economy truly in the toilet. Real GDP growth using a non-contrived inflation rate has been negative for more than a decade. To the many who think the government is truthful about a booming economy, go ask yourselves why we had a record wealth divide, record homeless problem, interest rates near zero, most people do not have $500 saved, and why the Federal Reserve continues in quantitative easing, regardless of whatever they call their present repurchasing program. Look around. You know lots of people are out of work, a majority of adults still getting assistance from their parents, and many of whom as adults still have to live with their parents. Just how much money does the average person have after all necessary expenses? Watch my other videos and I go more into the numbers. It's no longer the economy that's attempted to be fixed. Today it's total focus on manipulating up the stock market, as if this is the cure for the economy. I tell you it is not, and is making the economy worse, and society is going down fast from it. It's not investing when simply grossly overpaying without any regard to any valuation metric, feeding into corporations so that the executives get even wealthier, causing an even greater wealth divide, and the middle class getting eaten alive from no bank interest and unrecognized by Fed and government high inflation as the inflation of the stock market spreads elsewhere. Wall Street will be just a big black box where money goes in, and only if you are in the top 1% or so will your nominal gains translate to real gains after inflation. The Federal Reserve and U.S. Treasury Department seem to think in their piddly minds that driving most people into poverty is the solution. You should all be loving your increasingly impoverished lives, as most all of you do nothing about it. I probably wrote the Federal Reserve more than anyone else, and have been trying to get Congress and the Justice Department to go after the United States Treasury Department. The United States Treasury Department has a trading desk in New York, and with unlimited borrowing from the Federal Reserve it is constantly involved in manipulating up the stock market. The day of December 26, 2018 is a day that should live in infamy. I tell you, it was not 10 million investors all orchestrated to make the Dow shoot up over 1,000 points in a single day, as the market was going nicely down in the direction of fair value for this masked economic depression. Our very own government is working against us to make certain the wealthy keep grabbing all they can from the middle class. Such an un-American, corrupt operation, and no one in Congress minds it happening. They probably are of the opinion if some dumb middle class going long the overpriced market is able to gain $100 from the manipulation, while some mega millionaire gains $500K from it, it's all perfectly fine. Being in Congress does not imply having smarts. They are typically the B-grade guys you knew in high school, scheming and scamming. Had they been smart they'd become chemists, mathematicians, engineers, or physicists. When the disparate gains are so great of what the wealthy make from the manipulation, the others going long the market will suffer the consequences soon after, as those big gains equals inflation that spreads throughout the economy. Yes, the middle class going long are actually making it worse for themselves, and they don't even know it. The middle class persons who are not going long the market and not feeding into the wealth divide get hurt, and those who are mindful of stock valuations and quite knowledgeable of the actual state of the economy have been unjustly forced to lose for 10 long years. Now, are we going to have the same regressive policies continue to impoverish the middle class? It would seem so. I doubt, but I do challenge all of you to put lots of energy in contacting your representatives in Congress and tell them enough with the upward manipulation of the stock market. It is truly destroying our country.